Hello, welcome to Stack AI. Today we're going to be building a project to build a chatbot to interact with our knowledge base and expose it to our users and internal teams. To get started, let's log into our account and build a new project. We simply log into a Google account and enter into our Stack Workflow website, and we're going to be prompted to the main screen. Here in our dashboard, we can see all of our projects in the Stack AI platform, and we can organize them according to what we want to build. Let's build a new project for our new chatbot. In this new project, we are prompted to the builder screen of Stack AI. For this new chatbot, we want to do a few things. First, we need to be able to interact with URLs describing what is our company policy, what are the basic information about Stack AI that need to be exposed in the chatbot, what did the company do, and how to use some basic features in the product. In order to do that, we basically need to interact with the components. We need an input and an output to represent the user message to the chatbot, and an output to represent the response of the LLM, already placed by default in the model. And we need a language model in order to process the data. In this case, we're going to use an OpenAI model. We're going to use a GPT model, specifically GPT 3.5, which is fast, stable in speed, and has enough quality in order to have conversation. Using this language model for conversation will require it to keep track of previous message we have used in the conversation. In order to do that, we'll have to go to the settings of the language model and enable memory. Memory in the language model is going to help us track the values of an input connected to the language model. In this case, if we connect int 0 as the input to the language model, we'll be able to track all the values of this input 0 in the memory. Up to 10 messages. We want the model responses to go to the output and then we can go ahead and set up a prompt for the model. Let us use a prompt of "You are an assistant for the company Stack AI. You help users learn about the platform and learn about how to use it." And let's give it some extra information such that it knows that the data will come from some URLs. You receive data from a few URLs and documents to answer the user message. And then in the main prompt, we can just state that the user message will come from the input 0 and input it as a parameter using curly braces. In here we just state user message, colon, and then in curly braces, in 0, the value of the input. And you can see it's highlighted in blue, showing that it's going to be reading this parameter variable. Now, we need to load data to the large language model in order for it to understand this data, what the Stack AI is and what the information we wanted to answer questions on is. To that end, we need to be able to upload a ton of data offline. A powerful mechanism to do this is a document plus search node. A document search node allows you to upload several documents offline, have them embedded into a vector database, which you can look into our documentation to learn more about, and with that, give it as reference to Stack AI for information. There's two main nodes we can use in here. Document plus search, which allows you to upload files, and URL plus search, which allows you to upload websites. In document plus search, we're going to optimize for some parameters. We can optimize for the embedding model to use, how do we want to split the data, or if we want to use OCR to read images on the documents. Similarly, we can also set up these parameters in the URL plus search. Let's connect these nodes. These nodes need a query to know what they need to look for in the data. In this case, we can use the user message as a query, basically just to find out what is the most relevant information here. And they also require an output. They need to go to this to be connected somewhere. In this case, going to the LLM. This will allow the LLM to reference the data from the URLs and the documents as it is answering questions. We just need to specify in the prompt, the following is data extracted from websites and documents about Stack AI. And we just specify the name of these nodes, URL M0 and doc M0. Let's set up and upload data for these documents. I prepared a few URLs that I know are relevant for the documents, like basically the introduction to what is generative AI from our website, which helps you understand some of the basic concepts of generative AI. We can just add this. And the welcome message for Stack AI, which I know it's going to introduce what the product is and how to use it. Finally, I do have a document that I want to upload, which is not online, which is a privacy policy on Stack AI from a data processing agreement with OpenAI. We can just go to our downloads, upload this document in PDF, and it will be also instantiated. Now the LLM has access to all the information in these documents whenever I want to ask a question. Since I enable a chatbot, I can just go here, type a question, hello, what is Stack AI? And the question will be answered accordingly. As I go and I press play in my output node, I will see the response being generated by the LLM online. It answers essentially what is Stack AI, coming from the data you get from all these resources. Now, what if I want to export this chatbot for other people in my organization to use it? I just need to deploy it for it to be used in production, and after deploying it, go to the Export UI section and create a new UI for interact with it. Let's create a chatbot UI, which basically helps us define what the flow needs to be. We can interact the name, Stack AI chatbot. And from there, we can go ahead and define what is the input to the chat, our variable int0, which can be like message, and what's the output, this out0, because we only have one output in this flow. Let's call it response. We can specify styling for this chatbot, such as icon to be shown on it, or the colors to be used, and then we can export it, where we'll get a few options in order to interact with it, either internally through an URL for our usage in the company, or with other options to embed it in a website or in an internal project you may have. Going to this URL, you have a chatbot you can share with your coworkers and other people on your team to have this chatbot and test it in order to ask it questions and interact with it freely. Hello, what is Stack AI? And with this, now you have a scalable way to build an LLM in a few minutes that has connection to a knowledge base, specific and not necessarily trained for the OpenAI, and which can be adapted according to the content of websites or the content of documents. If you want to learn more, visit stack-ai.com and reach out and join your community in Discord. Thank you very much.